Hello, everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Nation Radio, Not So Normal. So, how's Dean and East and Ron doing tonight?
Doing good.
Very good.
Nice and toasty.
Hey, Nigel,
Hey,
and thank
Nigel.
you so much. We appreciate
Yeah.
it. We appreciate your support more than you know. So
That's right, we
yeah,
do.
other than I have a headache, we're good. And so, guys, you may see me leave for a little bit, but I'll be back.
That's all right. And
But
everything.
we're all good. We're enjoying our lovely weather, same as I know that you're not. So
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this 8 degrees below zero wind chill of 40 to 50 below and for the next 3 days. So,
That's Grand Forks weather.
yeah, this is Northwest Missouri weather right now.
So,
But
and I'm still seeing bad videos from Pikeville and worried about the people there, but my family's all good as far as
Okay.
that's concerned. So,
Good deal.
and then family in Bristol, they're fine. They're just in the cold too, just like you.
Right.
So,
So,
I
but
see
anyway,
you got a guest.
I brought as a guest tonight, Joshua Edilia. He does the Animal Expedition Files podcast, and he's part of the Dark Realm TV on Roku and Fire Stick, like we are, and everything. So we're going to bring him up and let him introduce himself to our listeners. Hello, Joshua.
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going, guys?
Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good. But
Hello,
yeah.
Mom.
So tell our listeners a little bit about you and your podcast.
My podcast is on every Wednesday and Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We talk about all things paranormal, UFOs, cryptology, conspiracy theories, you name it. We talk about world news. If anybody who follows me, I've been talking a lot about what's going on in this world, government wise, and UFO stuff, and a whole bunch of cool things.
That is awesome. Yeah, I've listened to your podcast and everything and followed you for quite a while and stuff. That's why you do the Animal Expedition Files, but you used to do the Animal Podcast Show,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Yep. So, yeah, I copied that off your website and then lasered engraved it into wood.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah. So, but so you live down in southern part of Florida.
Yep.
What expeditions do you go out in the Everglades? Have you found the Swamp Man or whatever it's called down there in Florida?
We have a lot of I don't know if you'd call them UFO activity or balls of light. We've been getting like in the woods a lot lately, especially when it's like rains and lightnings here, especially during June time. There's a lot of energy in the air, and if you like live in Florida, there's a lot of energy in the air, especially in the summertime. A lot of lightning, a lot of flooding. We go out in the woods a lot. We'll see these really crazy balls of light that will like chase us around. When there's nobody else in the woods and it goes like pure quiet. We've seen Slender Man out in the woods. We've had Bigfoot activity, a lot of apparitions, a lot of cool stuff. Getting Bigfoot prints. But yeah, a lot of good stuff, a lot of activity out there. And also Dogman too, that's also been a thing down here also.
Wow. That's yeah, there's a lot of stuff down in there. Now, you're in Naples, so you're south of where you're down there by Alligator Alley.
Pretty much, pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too far.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't go out in that area.
No, I mean you can if you go on airboats and all that stuff. There's a lot of airboats down here, and you got those big wheel trucks that you go in the swamp with, and
Yeah.
You always want to wear snake boots down here because there's a lot of snakes.
Oh yeah, you got a
A
lot of
lot of
snakes
snakes
down there
and
that'll,
spiders. a
yeah,
lot of snakes and
that'll kill
spiders.
you or eat you. Either one.
Yep,
You
pretty
know.
much. Pretty much.
Oh, I know. And how's the wild hogs down in that area?
Oh well, number one, I'm a hog hunter. So hog hunting's there's a lot of hogs down here.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, they actually were overpopulated here. It's been like so bad because they've been getting into the crops and everything like that. So there's not a season for hogs. It's year round for them.
Right. And you don't have to have any special permit to hunt them
Nope,
either, do you? Right.
nope, you don't. Only
There
for
you
deer.
go. There you go, Ron. You need to go down there and go hog hunting.
It's fun. It's actually fun. It's really fun.
You have a
How
lot of
big's the
bears down there? 'Cause we got
We
quite
got
a few up here.
yeah, we got some bears here. We got a lot. We got panthers, bears, turkey, a lot of gators. You see gators everywhere here. I mean, they're on golf courses. I've actually seen a 15-foot alligator on a golf course just chilling, just sunning
Yeah.
himself while the
Ye-
golfers are playing golf. You know, it's you never know.
Yeah, that. I play golf, but I don't know if I would do that or not. Be my
Yeah.
luck, I'd be seeing it, and next thing you know, my golf ball will end up over by it, and I'll go, yep, right, just count that hole gone. There's no
Put me
way.
down for a 3.
Yeah, put me down for an 8. I don't care. The alligator ain't getting near me. But
Nope.
I know about your hunting and stuff. I do deer hunting and turkey hunting up here. I live in northwest Missouri up
Oh
here,
wow.
deer country and
Yep.
stuff. Yeah. So, but yeah, our deers, I mean, most of our deers, when they're gutted out, they'll weigh 150 to 250.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the deer are definitely bigger
Yeah.
there in Missouri and that. Yeah.
Yeah. When you get a full grown age 5-year-old buck up here that's got an 8 or 10 point rack on him, right?
Wow.
And he's got a chest that's close to 19 to 22 inches wide,
Wow.
right? And a back strap on it that's over 6 foot long.
That sounds very tasty too.
Oh, it is. It is so tasty, the meat up here
Oh
and
man.
everything. And where I
Well,
hunt, I got 800 acres out here. A friend of mine's got that we hunt on.
oh
And
wow.
we take anywhere from 13 to 20 deer a year. And we don't phase it at all.
Wow.
He went out the other night by right just from his metal shop in there looking out and took his phone out. And we had 57 deer down by the pond and up in the wheat field.
Huh.
So we didn't hurt them, the population of anything. And I told him 57. So let's say 40 of them are does that are pregnant. That's at least 40 to 80 more deer coming in
Wow.
next spring, next summer. He goes, yeah. So we're going to be buying a lot more tags this next year.
That's well, I got a 450-pounder hog on my wall that I caught. He's definitely a big hog. He is like like his freaking teeth, like tusk, are that
Right.
huge.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
That,
he was a big
that is
boy.
something.
Yeah, when
That
I
is.
got when I shot him, like when he went down hard, and you could feel the vibration of the floor. He went down good.
Ooh,
Yeah.
man. Now, do you hunt with night vision or any of that? Thermal?
I usually don't use night vision. I usually like start early in the morning, but like I just pretty much stay still for a while. They usually come out because they like to hide, so they'll come out like once the sun starts coming up. They'll start coming out, sneaking out and stuff, looking for food. So that's when you really want to get them
Right.
because they'll hide in
Right.
the brush there. They're very good hiders.
Yeah. Now, when you go on your expeditions out in the timber, right, and you're seeing these lights or looking for Bigfoot or UFOs, are you packing with you when you go?
Oh yeah, you have to,
That's what I thought.
Is
especially
it
in
because?
Florida.
Well, the question is it because you're scared that Bigfoot's going to hurt you, or it's something else is going to hurt you that's normal?
Gators,
Something else.
Like I said, that's
snakes.
normal. Okay.
Yep. I'm
So,
not
so,
worried about Bigfoot. I'm worried about the other dinosaurs
Right.
out there.
so, can you tell me why you wouldn't be worried about Bigfoot?
I think honestly, Bigfoot is more of an interdimensional being. I think it's more paranormal than normal. I think they were alive back then, but still around spiritually. You know what I mean? Like a ghost, they leave
They
that
can't.
imprint.
So they can't hurt you the way something else can because
Yeah,
they're not alive.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're alive, but they're not alive. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if that makes any sense, it's
It
kind of like
does.
seeing an apparition.
But I've been hurt by apparitions.
Yeah, she has.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
could
I've
get
had
hurt by
terrible.
apparitions.
They've thrown shit at me. I mean, I can't fight against them
I,
physically.
I've actually seen. We've actually had an instance at a prison up in Tennessee where a person got slammed on the floor and lifted up in the air and dragged down and slammed on the floor again, like twice
Mhm.
in a prison.
Wow.
And this prison's a museum. It's not like functional. It's just an investigation we did. But yeah, and they don't even do paranormal investigations after that.
Hmm.
So like, yeah, you get definitely get hurt, but it all depends on, like, I don't want to say demonic or evil or anything like that. I morely say like, because demonic gets thrown around a lot,
Mhm.
and not everything is demonic because there is a lot of negative energy out there that people brought when they were living in life. And my logic is if you have bad energy alive, you're gonna have bad energy when you're a spirit.
Yep. And some people bring bad energy with them
Yep.
Right.
and causes something that's not malevolent to be malevolent.
Yeah. Totally agree.
That's why I was at. And have you gotten any evidence? I mean, okay, so you said Bigfoot footprints. So how can it make footprints if it's not alive, if it's interdimensional? How does it have weight?
Well, that's another thing. A lot of theories are saying that they could be in another realm. There's also a theory that they're in another realm.
Right. And are we crossing over into that realm when
Are
we
they coming
find their
through a portal
footprints?
into our realm or,
It's
you know?
possible. It's very possible. Now, like I've done experiments where I've had a game camera on my parents' property because they live in the middle of nowhere in northern Florida. They live in, I don't know if you guys know where Brantford, Florida is. And they live like there's nothing but sticks out there, and they've had a lot of Bigfoot activity out there. And I've been doing like a thing that they called a gifting chair. So I would leave apples right in front of the camera, and this camera would get everything else. It would get every single animal. Wouldn't touch the apples. But as soon as those apples were gone and taken, the camera didn't snap it.
Wow.
Yeah, but
I've heard
left
of
a
that.
big,
I've heard of
but
that before.
yeah, but left a Bigfoot print next to the gifting chair, and I got
Oh,
pictures of it.
Wow. We've always heard that Bigfoot, if it wants to be seen, it'll let you be seen. If it don't,
Yeah,
it can do all kinds of different things, you
yeah.
know?
Now, like another theory is that I always talk about like paranormal wise. What if what we're looking at is not actually ghost? It's something interdimensional.
Yeah,
Meaning,
people
like,
have brought that up.
Yeah, like I don't know if you guys watch like Marvel movies or anything like that. Like there's another planet on a planet, but it's a different realm. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So it's kind of like what they call it, like the veil. They're crossing our veil. What if word goes to them? You know what I mean? So it's
Like
kind
the
of
other.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
there's
because we don't know.
no, we don't. Like that's what I'm saying. Like things like that get pushed over, or like doors open and shut. The shadows we're seeing. What if we're seeing the other side of that veil? You know what I mean? And which I think is very interesting. And if you think about it, it makes a logical sense.
I don't
It
know.
does in a way.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it could also be the different, people talking about angels and demons.
Yep.
Maybe it is more biblical. We
Yep.
don't know. And when will we ever know? Even dead, will we know?
No. Now,
No.
there's another thing that I was coming across in theory wise. I also had a conversation with my friend about it. Is what if everything we're seeing, how like we'll see like a shadow on the corner of our eye? A lot of
Yeah.
times we'll say, oh, I just saw something. What if that's just our mind conveying that, like as a motion picture, Like our brain is coming up with something that we're actually not seeing. Kind of like the Matrix.
Right.
What if we're
Hmm.
living a life of the Matrix where our mind is seeing it, but we're not actually seeing it?
Well, I mean, that could go along with
Hmm.
why some people make shit up.
Yeah, I mean, that too.
Uh, like, I mean, I'm not discounting anything that you're saying. It just, I'm always that devil's advocate. So
Oh yeah, me
there's
too.
the D word here.
Yep.
Got to
Well,
ask those hard questions.
and it's weird too, because like I know, like I'm also a diver, and I do a lot of paranormal exploring underwater, and we've seen a lot of me and my diver buddy. We've seen a lot of like like I don't know if I call it paranormal, but like these balls of light underwater, where these shipwrecks are that shouldn't be there, and floating around. So we've like had experiences with that, especially scuba diving around shipwrecks. So you
Yeah, we've
never,
heard about that too.
Yeah.
yeah,
A
What's his
friend of
name?
uh
He is from Florida.
he lives down in Fort Myers. Uh shit. Suddenly went
Yeah, it's
completely
been a
blank on
while.
his name. We have a friend that's a diver that lives down in the Fort Myers area.
is
That
his name Lee?
yes,
Yep.
Lee Ehrlich.
Yep, he's been my friend for 20 years.
Yeah. I we know Lee
I was gonna say you probably know him.
and we
Yep.
know some other people in that same area with Lee. And he's talked about some of that stuff. But when you talk about these balls of light, one of the things that people may not know is that in Florida, more people are struck by lightning every year. Is it
Hmm.
possible that they're being struck by these balls? Maybe it's ball lightning. I mean, I hate to pull out Ozzy Osbourne here, but
Right.
Yep.
is it possible that it is, free
Energy.
form lightning that's just coming up because like I said, more people are struck by lightning every year in Florida than anywhere else in the country,
Real
or
lightning
even I
capital of
don't
the
know.
world.
So, but like I said, it's one of those things that always makes me wonder. But again, we lived in Missouri where we had the spook lights down there in Joplin.
Yeah.
We're not too far from South Carolina where they have the Brown Mountain lights.
Yep.
Mhm.
They happen in the swamps all over the place. Is it swamp gas? I mean, we've got, we've heard all the different theories. And a really good friend of ours, David, did a film on the spook lights. Not only those, but the Brown Mountain lights. So,
Yeah.
but they didn't come across anything that was conclusive.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Lee actually did a documentary about the Calusa spook light in Cape Coral. So yeah, it's well, we've had a lot of experiences with the spook light. Like, some people think it's extraterrestrial, some people think it's a ghost. The one that me and Lee has been chased out of the woods by it was weird. It wasn't like your normal light. It was, I would say, it looked like a crystal ball, but it didn't illuminate. It just stayed inside that light. Like, it was like perfect. And it just like, it was intelligent. That was the weird part, because when we moved, it moved, and then we moved a little faster, and it like went around these trees, and it was chasing us faster.
Could it be something related to artificial intelligence?
Anything's possible. I mean, I wouldn't account it out.
I mean, because we know that a lot of this artificial intelligence may not have originated in our world.
Right.
Yeah.
Originally, anyway.
Well, it's like everything. It's been in the last 50 years. A lot of it, may not
Actually,
have
we can
came
go
from
back
this world.
almost. We can go back now over 75 years. If you go back to the beginning of, around in the middle of World War II.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah, go
think
back
about
to
it
the
from that.
50s, and stuff. And then coming out, you never heard about technology in the 60s and everything. And then all of a sudden in the 70s, they came out with a microwave oven.
Yeah.
There's your perfect example, right? Nobody reported, or no science you can find anything back then where they was working on anything like
But
that.
how much of that microwave oven it was related to the stuff that was happening during World War II, that they had to figure out how to harness that
Uh-huh.
to make it household ready. That
Right.
they didn't know that because we have all these microwave antennas. They were using those a long time before microwaves
Mhm.
Yep.
in the home. How many people got cooked from a microwave antenna before they figured, oh, we could cook food with this?
Right.
Yep.
I mean,
But
I'm
there's a lot
serious.
of stuff out there, that makes you wonder, where did they come up with this technology? A
Yeah.
lot of it's got to be AI.
I mean, you can look at simple things like ink pens, how they have changed over time. And now they're gel pens, and they've changed.
Right.
Pencils, same thing. How did we go from using, lead to graphite to whatever it is we're using now?
Yeah.
So, I mean, everything changes, but some things change a lot faster. I mean, we went from cellular phones that were this long with an antenna just as long
Yeah. I remember those.
to something that was a lot smaller than this, and now they're getting bigger again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't see anything.
Because we're all going blind from staring at the phone.
Well, because they're baby computers is what they are.
Okay.
Yeah. It's nuts what phones could do now. And now they got AI glasses now, meta glasses that you could like freaking ask like, hey, blah blah blah, do my homework. It's nuts what technology is doing right now.
But yet he can't help me do my job. I don't get that.
I
Help
wish
me
it
do
could do
everybody
my
else's jobs, just not mine.
I wish it could do my job. That'd be great.
What is your day
I
job?
would say you look like you're in a work truck.
Yeah, I do leak detection, find underground water leaks.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
So what kind of equipment do you use for that? Do you use GPR or anything like that?
Yeah, I've used GPR. I got very sensitive sound equipment. We got sniffing equipment that sniffs gas. We got tracers, pipe tracers, all kind of cool stuff. Cameras.
Okay, then the question comes up. Do you use dowsing rods in that too?
Back in the day, we did. Back in
Right.
the day where it all started, yeah, we did.
I didn't know if you still use them now, because some of the equipment and your linemen and telephone people and everybody out here will tell you, some of it, you can't find what it is. They'll pull out wires and do dowsing rods and go, it's right here.
Yep.
A lot of us still use that and know how to use them, but
Yep.
I didn't know if in your
used to
business
have a
you
pair.
use them. Did you?
Yeah, we used to have a
I
pair.
always keep a pair with me, no matter what,
Yeah.
because it's always handy to have.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Yeah, I travel with them, and I've been pulled out of my bag many times through when we went through security.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because they're always in my computer bag, and I always forget that they're there, and they'll go, "What's this?"
I wish I actually had them for it. When me and Lee did an investigation a while back where it was a private investigation. The lady was vomiting profusely, losing a lot of weight, seeing like apparitions every time at the foot of their bed, and it was crazy stuff that they told us. So we went to go investigate it, and the EMF like detector everywhere you go, it was high EMF all over the place.
That could do it.
Yep.
And the funny part, here's the crazy part. I was like, well, can we go see your backyard? So we went in the backyard, and you know what was right in their backyard?
Do
The
it.
main,
Power station.
the main hub transformer for
Right.
the whole community, right in their
Right.
backyard. And you could, as soon as you go back in the backyard, like no joke, your hair on your arms and your head were standing up. I'm like, well,
So it
that
was
will do,
unshielded.
huh?
Totally unshielded.
Unshielded.
Oh my God.
That
Yeah,
company was in deep shit.
Yeah.
That's
That's a
that's
lawsuit
why
waiting.
the lady was losing weight. She kept vomiting and getting sick.
She was
Um,
losing her hair too.
everything, like seeing apparitions, like it was crazy. I don't know if they moved away, but me and Lee like literally told them like we recommend you to like move because this ain't healthy for you guys. Like both of you.
I would have called the company who had the box in the yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally right in their back. You can hear the transformer go like
Oh Lord.
it was loud. It could probably fry a person, like if you stay out there.
How many other houses were close to it?
Real close, but they were the closest. They were literally you could like walk up to it in their backyard.
Oh yeah. Them other houses need to get a hold of that company and just sue the crap out of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think honestly they shouldn't even have houses near that thing.
No, they shouldn't.
Yeah,
How big was this?
it was really big.
Oh, because I know we got some boxes in the neighborhood here that when you walk by them, sometimes you can hear the buzzing in it. But
This is one of the main grids to the community, like the big grid. You know those big electrical grids?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
oh, so like the one down the street from where we used to live.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, and
No.
and the funny part is it's right near a cemetery, so you can imagine how crazy stuff that goes on in that cemetery.
Oh. Yeah.
And how
feeding
much
the
of it is
energy
valid
to
and
it.
how much of it isn't.
Yeah.
Probably most likely none of it is because it's too close to the main hub.
You know what it is though is it's a giant EM pump.
Yep. It'll make you hallucinate big time.
Oh yeah.
Big
High
time.
EMFs. That's why a lot of times you go investigate a house and they go, man, I don't sleep. I got headaches
Nope.
when I wake up. And you go, what's on the other side of the wall? And you go into a storage room and here is their power box.
Yep, and it's
And you're
not
going,
shielded.
no wonder.
That's why they had all that activity in the Sally house, was because all the wiring in the house was unshielded.
Yep.
And when you turned on the light switch, it was a giant EM pump in the house,
Mhm.
and nobody
Right.
wanted to listen,
Especially upstairs.
and nobody wanted to hear us. They
Oh,
wanted to say, "Oh
yeah.
no, it's the." No, I'm not saying
Well,
the house wasn't
Because if you was
haunted.
in the baby's room upstairs, the little kid's room, and you turned the light on in the kitchen, your meters would go crazy
Mm-hmm.
because
Yep,
it's
the
right
hall light
underneath of it.
upstairs.
Yep, that hall light as well.
It light up
thing
the
is,
master bedroom.
It wasn't like we're saying that the place wasn't haunted, because it was. It
Right.
just it fueled it and made it a lot more active.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but it was strange. It fed off our energy when it had all that energy it could have fed off of.
Mm-hmm.
But
You know, we had the lights on all day.
prefer human energy more than they do electricity.
It's nuts. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy
It
stuff.
is. The paranormal is crazy at times.
It can be, yeah.
So how long have you been investigating all things paranormal?
I would say over 20 years.
And where did you start? Did you start in Florida or did you start somewhere else?
Well, I started my paranormal investigations here in Florida, but originally I started experiencing them in my hometown in Rhode Island. I'm originally from Rhode Island.
A lot of paranormal investigators are from Rhode Island.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
I know a few.
Yeah, I miss it. I miss it up there. I miss home. I go visit. Actually, I'm going to Massachusetts in June to do to speak at a Bigfoot convention up in Massachusetts.
For the triangle up there?
I think it's called the Critter Cobbler Fest,
Oh, okay.
but it's pretty close to the Triangle, though.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people are really interested in the stuff that happens in the triangle up there, the Bridgewater Triangle.
Right.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be investigating it there probably when I go up there with a couple of people I know that are big.
Might as well if you're that close.
Oh yeah, that are big time Bigfoot researchers. So I'm stoked about that because they've been getting a lot of like activity up there. So it's been pretty interesting.
I grew up in New Jersey, part of it. Part of it I grew up in Maryland.
Oh
And
wow.
then the rest of it I've lived in the Midwest and Virginia. You know, I've lived all over. Until we got married. When we got married, it was just Kansas and Missouri until now. So
Yeah.
we got to really, I mean, I've never seen anything that made me think, oh, I need to go look for Bigfoot.
Yeah. Do
But,
you guys get a lot of activity up that where you're at in Florida, like paranormal wise, or
paranormal wise? I'm not exactly sure yet. We just started having paranormal meetups back in October with local people trying to get to know more about the area.
yeah.
But we do know that people have said that they've witnessed Bigfoot between Tallahassee and the road that goes down to Destin.
Oh, okay.
We've had other people that have said that they've seen stuff in our area.
That park near Mariana.
Near Mariana.
Yeah, what's that park there?
Was that Swanee?
No.
Oh, Swanee, yeah, I've been there. I was just there.
One.
There's an abandoned bridge there, the Sewanee Bridge. It's very interesting. It has a different feel there.
But we've been told a lot about the area in Mariana.
Yeah, it's a state park near Mariana, and there's a husband and wife said they experienced a Bigfoot there.
Oh wow.
That's what, hour and a half?
Yeah, that they were chased out of the
Straight
woods by a
Oh.
Bigfoot.
They said they could smell it. That was the first thing they noticed was the horrendous smell.
Yeah,
And
the
it was on the
skunk
other side of
smell.
the brush. Yeah.
And these were random people I met at the beauty shop.
Oh wow.
And
They
they
said, we're probably not going to believe us, but that's why we're here.
That's
They haven't even told
awesome.
some of their family members that story
yeah.
because they said,
Wow.
"Oh, you're crazy."
But they want to go back, with other people
Yeah.
to witness it. And
But you
to
guys
see-
have been doing
Let
real
me
good
know. I'll
with
drive
the-
up there. I love traveling and going to different places. So
Yeah, but you
we're
guys have
quite
been
a
doing
ways
real
from
good with your paranormal group meetings and everything that you started down there.
Well, we found out that they used to have meetings here over 10 years ago, and whatever group was doing it, they gave up.
Disappeared.
They just disappeared. And so when we brought it back, people were like, "Are you part of that group?" And I was like, "Nope." So I didn't do a very good job advertising this last one, but because it was so close to Valentine's Day, a lot of people didn't show because of that. And then there was a bad accident that night on 98.
Oh wow.
And so some of the people, they live down in Navarre. And so getting up here from Navarre and from Fort Walton Beach, if you're not on 98, you're not going to get here. So there was a bad accident that night. And one of them said they'd been stuck in traffic for over an hour trying to get here. And I said, it'll probably be over by the time you get here. So don't worry about it, you know. So, but we didn't have very many people at the last one. But like I said, holidays and stuff like that sometimes throws a ringer into stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like Valentine's Day is a holiday. I'm probably the only woman in the world that'll say that. But it's not a holiday. It's just
It's a Hallmark holiday.
it's bull.
Yeah.
It's a money day.
It's a make money day.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a reason for people to get romantic when they don't need to get romantic on one day. They can do it 364 other days.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's another way for people to make money.
I didn't make you get romantic for Valentine's Day, did I?
So, where else have you went and investigated?
I've investigated in quite a few places. I've done it in Australia, here in Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, New York. I actually did a diving expedition in New York, at the Hinsdale House.
Yeah.
Me and Lee actually did that dive. That was a pretty interesting dive.
A dive at the Hinsdale?
Yeah, there's a pond.
Is there a
Yeah, there's a pond. No one ever dove it
okay.
before. We were the very first people who ever dove it because apparently there was a barn there that burnt down. So they wanted. This was when we did something with Nick Groff.
Yeah.
And they wanted us to dive it to see what remnants were in that pond from when the barn burnt down.
Oh, that's interesting. That
Yeah,
really.
find anything?
We found some burnt pieces of wood in the water. It wasn't easy because the visibility was 0.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's because it's mud.
like you could flash we had like strong flashlights. We even tried to flash that in front of our faces. It was pointless even having a flashlight. You couldn't see nothing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was that dark.
Yeah. Like I said, you were diving in mud.
Yep, pretty much. But then we did find a what was it? A spring there with where the spring was coming up. Which was pretty interesting. We did find that.
Probably the only place where it was clear.
More
More clear.
more clear, but it still was bad visibility.
So, what did you investigate over in Australia?
We did a couple of houses there. I actually lived there for a year. I went to school. But I had a couple opportunities to actually do a couple of places that were haunted there, which was pretty interesting with a couple of people.
Oh, that-
Have you ever checked out Evergreen, Alabama, the home of Bigfoot here?
No,
near
I
here?
haven't been there. No.
They've got their whole town has all kinds of stuff related to Bigfoot.
Huh.
And it's what, an hour from here? Maybe an hour to
A
Evergreen?
little over.
Oh, well, how far are you from how far are you guys from Brantford?
We are that's in between 75 and 19 over by Lake City. So about
3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's where that's where my parents live. I go down there all the time. So.
Yeah, we're close to Pensacola.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right. I
And
know
for
what
those
that
of you
is.
listening, Brantford is up there from him and down there from us.
Yeah.
Right.
Not much.
Yeah, it's kind of down this way. Did they get
Yeah.
hit with any of they probably got some of the rain and the winds from the hurricanes.
Oh
where you
yeah, they
got
got hit pretty well. A lot of trees went down. I had to go up there and help my parents to cut some trees down because they're surrounded by nothing but trees. So they got hit pretty well, but we cleared it out pretty good. But what Ian I think was our worst. We got decimated by Ian. It was really bad when we got hit by Ian. There's
yeah.
still places today that still haven't been fixed, and it's been what 2 years now
Yeah.
since
Well, there's
Ian.
still some places here that never got rebuilt after Ivan, and that's been over 20 years.
Yeah, that's nuts.
In fact, all of our trees are bent, and all everybody goes, well, that's from Ivan, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
we're in a non-flood, non-evacuation zone,
Oh wow.
and telling us that does not make it right. But there are a lot of places here that never got rebuilt
Huh.
from that. And then Hurricane Sally did some flood damage here, but it also took out the bridge going to Pensacola.
Yeah.
So it took that out, and that I think that was the last big thing that happened in our area was Sally. But we didn't live here then. We didn't move here until 2023. We moved here in June 2023.
Oh wow.
So yeah, we were when we went down to Tampa a couple weeks ago. The guy goes, Milton, and I go, yeah, and he goes, snow, and I go, yeah, and I said, you guys hear Milton, you think horrible hurricane. I said, I think of Milton, I think of horrible snow. You didn't get any damage from Milton or Helene, did you?
We got some. It wasn't as bad. Like Fort Myers got flooded really. Like Fort Myers Beach was underwater. Matlacha got hit like bad with tornadoes. There was a lot of tornadoes with those hurricanes. A lot. So there was a lot of destruction with tornadoes.
Yeah, my nephew was over in Fort Pierce.
Oh wow!
All those hurricanes hit, they were tree people, and he was cutting down the trees over there. So yeah, he was telling me how bad it was with the tornadoes. So,
jeez.
So well, I'm glad that your parents only had some down trees, and you guys didn't have anything major happen.
No,
does after all these disasters, does that increase activity as far as the paranormal or Bigfoot UFOs go?
I think so. I think, especially like I said, especially when it lightnings out. Like I said, we're the lightning capital of the world. When we have storms and things that have happened, I think a lot. That's what we find is a lot of activity after all this. Especially like my home. I'll give you an example. Like, because my house is haunted, and every time like we have a big lightning storm or if it rains out, we'll have like tons of activity that happens at our house where doors will open, things get thrown off the wall. We'll hear voices on the other side of the doorway when we're like laying in bed and watching TV. We'll hear actually people having conversations, um, a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, I think with all the stuff that goes on here, especially the summertime and things that happen, yeah, I feel like there's more activity.
Right. Do the spirits ever mess with your podcast?
I've actually did a show with somebody. I had them as a guest. They do Ouija board museums, and we actually had an instant where one of my lights went off and flickered back on and stuff like that. I've actually had a couple of voices where that came through and I could hear it in my headphones. Where I'm like, "Did you just hear that?" and like, and we're like, we would hear it sometimes and we won't hear it. It was weird.
Right.
So yeah, we've had a couple instances where the paranormal would come around.
Yeah. When you do those type of shows and everything, when it's over, go back and watch it and turn the closed caption on.
Yeah.
And watch what happens. Because you'll see words appear that you never said.
I actually have a good friend that travels a lot and does like paranormal dolls, which I'm not a fan of. I don't like dolls. I don't do dolls at all. But when I was interviewing her in her doll room, you could see a doll's head start moving and turning. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, there's a doll moving right behind me. Like, oh yeah, that's normal. I'm like, yeah, no, not for me. That's not normal for
No.
me.
What was that, Mary Jo?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy stuff.
Oh,
I
it
don't
is.
have a problem with dolls. To me, I just look at them and see that they're toys.
Yeah, I don't like dolls.
No.
Only thing
I
I
don't
have
care
problems
for
with
them.
are bugs as big as my hand.
Oh, I've seen those. I've seen those. Go to Australia. Pretty
Yep.
much you can put a
Mhm.
saddle on those babies. And I've seen a spider when I was coming down the stairs, and there was a freaking spider right beside my face that was bigger than my face and spread out wide. I went right back upstairs. I was like, I'm not pissing that thing off.
Hell no.
We saw one in Kentucky that was that big. I saw one at Missouri State Penn that was at least this big, and
Right.
it's like, mm-mm.
Well, have you seen the
And
Florida bird-eating spider?
no,
Mm.
I
Those are
don't want to.
huge. They're huge. They're bird-eating spiders. They are big.
They'll actually eat a bird.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep,
that's
they're
a
they're
big.
big. Look them up. Bird-eating spiders.
No,
I will have to look that up.
I have a, what people don't get is our palmetto bugs are as big as big spiders.
Oh yeah, especially the mosquitoes. They'll carry you away down here in Florida. They're
Some of them,
huge.
yeah.
And our ants, our fire ants, they're
Oh
big
my
too.
gosh.
I don't even want to talk about
You got
ants.
ants everywhere.
You freaking get one bite and you have a welt on your foot like as big as your head.
Yep.
I
Oh
get
man.
bit and I have little blisters on my feet for what, 5 days?
Yeah. See, I always joke around with people in Florida. I was like, Florida was never meant to be built on because of all the creatures in Florida.
Yeah, we have almost every poisonous snake in the world here.
Coral
Yeah.
Or
snakes,
in the
don't mess
United
with.
Oh, I
States.
got every one in the
Yeah,
United
in the
States.
United
All the
States.
three. I know we got a bunch.
Then
And
you got snakes down there that'll eat you.
And don't forget Florida Man. Don't forget we got Florida Man too.
Florida woman, they're screwing everything up for everybody.
Yeah, I've seen some done stuff here in Florida.
Hey, that's what Cameron used to do on the show. Is the Florida man, and he would come up with stupid ass stories
Oh,
that happened in Florida.
Oh,
they're
I hear
true.
it every day, man. I hear it every day. It's funny. I mean, yeah, it's weird.
Oh, it
Most,
yeah.
most of it
It-
happened in the villages, but
Yeah.
It's
what goes in
stupid.
the villages stays there, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where VD runs rampant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
like I said,
but
Florida is where everybody goes to retire.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
It's
those
it's
senior citizens, that people think spring break is bad for, horrible to watch with the young kids. Imagine it with senior citizens that don't have a care in the world. All they
Yep.
got to do is take their medication. They don't care if they die. They just
Yeah.
want to die happy.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, if you want to see weird Florida stuff, watch OP live on Fridays and Saturdays. We got like 4 police departments that are Florida on there.
At least.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
And
wow.
Daytona and Lee County are just unusual.
You can imagine. You look at all the people that was in Daytona over the weekend.
Yep.
There's bound to be some stupid shit happen.
You know what,
Oh,
though?
yeah.
Because it was raining so much, it didn't seem as bad as it normally is
Yeah.
Yeah.
for OP Live.
There's like news where people threw an alligator through a Wendy's drive-through window. There was an instance where a woman beat her boyfriend with a burrito. There's oh some woman sued McDonald's because she was given one less chicken McNuggets and crawled over the counter and beat everybody up. There's so much stupid stuff that happens here in Florida. I could go forever.
Well, it's
Oh,
because
I
of all
know.
those transplants. How many of these people were actually born and raised in Florida? That would be the question. How many of them are transplants?
Yeah, crackers.
Well, that's the thing. Florida crackers is a very proud thing to be.
Yeah.
That was Florida's versions of the cowboy.
Yep.
Florida cracker. No, random shit that I know for no good reason.
Boy. All right.
So so you're planning on going up to Massachusetts for the Bigfoot thing.
Yep.
What else are your plans for 2025?
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna be going there June 7th. Is when the event is.
Do you have anything else in 2025 that you're planning on?
There's a whole bunch going on. I want to plan some dives, do some paranormal dives. I'm going to be actually doing some Comic Cons, having my shows at Comic Cons where I'm going to be interviewing people at the Comic Cons and like actors, writers, the people there. So my podcast shows are adventuring into Comic Cons and doing live shows at coffee shops and a whole bunch of different places like that. So there's a lot of stuff in the works right now for Animal Expedition Files. It's let's just say that.
Well, you just missed out on Pensacon. That was just this past weekend.
Oh wow. Where was that at?
Pensacola.
Oh, Pensacola. Oh man, that would have been awesome to go to. I know there was MegaCon. That was in Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the big con.
When is that?
I know there was. Huh?
When is that? Orlando.
That's in Orlando. It was February 6th through the 9th. I know there were some paranormal people there that did a speaking at one of the round tables. I know they had that there going on, but can't remember who was doing the speaking. But yeah, there's so much
Why
cool
Frank
stuff
didn't
out
go
there.
up?
I don't know. Frank was
bigger one.
supposedly came out here to Pensacon, but we couldn't meet up with him because we were babysitting. But I assumed that Daytona would have a pretty good one.
Yeah, I think there's in Tampa. There's a Comic Con coming in Tampa pretty soon, and also there's also a Bigfoot Con coming in Ocala, April. The Ocala Bigfoot Conference.
Oh wow!
Right.
I'll be there definitely.
Do you get up to St. Louis to Trans World?
I'd love to be up there. Trying to get everywhere.
That's a big one. That is a huge one.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you can go investigate Momo the monster up in Louisiana, Missouri.
Right, just north
That
of
would
St.
be
Louis.
awesome.
Yeah, it was
I'd like to
reported back in the
investigate
70s.
Mothman.
Mothman?
Yeah.
Gonna go to Chicago? That was the last place supposedly he was witnessed. Was in Chicago, near O'Hare.
Or Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah, there's a lot of Mothman sightings in Ohio.
I mean, are they still having sightings of Mothman that have been validated at all? Besides from some weird guy. What was his name? Lyle. No, not Lyle Blackburn. There's another guy. I can't remember his name. But there was some guy that they wrote off as being a little nuts that was talking about seeing Mothman in Chicago at O'Hare. And they wrote this guy off. He submitted all kinds. He's the guy who replaced me on Ross's network. on Monday nights after I left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was a weird dude, but he's also from Baltimore, so Baltimore people are weird. I'm from Baltimore, so I can say that.
Right.
So, do you have any paranormal events that you plan on going to that are not Bigfoot related?
Probably not this year because of what so much I got going on just with my shows and stuff like that, and I'm also filming too, also. So I'm venturing into filming, editing, and stuff, and doing a documentary. Also, a horror movie that I'm working on. Hopefully, I'll get that done eventually. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff in the works.
Okay, so you've got a day job, and you're doing this. Do you have family besides your parents?
Yep, wife and 3 girls.
Yep.
Oh, don't get her pregnant again. It'll be 4.
I'm very busy all the time. I'm running around like nonstop. So if it's not family stuff, it's show stuff, paranormal, diving, back to family stuff, and working. I can't forget working.
Right.
How old's what's the age difference between your oldest and your youngest?
17 is my oldest, 3 is my youngest.
Yep.
What? Yeah, don't go for 4.
Nope.
It'll definitely be a girl.
They're all girls, so
We have 4 daughters.
yep.
So just experience there.
Right.
So,
So, Joshua, how did you get hooked up with Dark Realm TV?
Jason actually messaged me one day out of the blue, and we started talking, and he invited me on his show, and I hit it off with all 3 J's, and we talked for a while after the show, and they're like, "Hey, we're starting Dark Realm TV, and like, what's your thoughts about it?" And I said, "I'd love to be part of it." So before it kicked off, we just like pretty much keep talking about it and started uploading videos and sharing about it and making little videos to promote it. And the rest is history.
Yeah, kind of the same way we did.
Yeah.
Oh, no, ours had liquor involved.
Yeah, ours did, but yeah,
Originally,
it actually
yeah,
started at a Paracon and then ended up on a show.
Oh, that's awesome.
we had a lot of
He
friends.
came in liquored up.
Yeah, he came in liquored up. We were
just
not.
to clarify.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't put it in his IV or anything. He had already done that to himself. But yeah, we have between us and the Jays, we have mutual friends
Right.
that
That's
are very
awesome.
important to all of us. So we've always hit it off well. And I have pictures of me. I have some pictures with Bodine that I could use as well.
Oh yeah, Bodine. Yes.
Right.
Love Bodine.
Yeah, never thought I'd be taller than a Bigfoot.
Smaller in person. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
we got
awesome.
to know all 3 of them real good, and me and Joe do a show together, the laser show and stuff. And I mean, Dark Realm TV, it's growing, and it's
Yeah.
growing quick. So
Yeah.
And it's
I
because
tell
of
them,
the Jays.
yep. Like I tell them, it's gonna be big one day. It's gonna be really big, and things are gonna happen. And I told them to be ready for it because it's gonna be amazing.
it is. I mean, from what it's done in the last few months, growing
Yeah.
here next year, it's going to be really big.
Yeah. Oh,
It
great.
really great idea they came up with because
Yeah.
if you look into going on Roku or Fire Stick, it usually costs you several $100s, if not thousands of dollars, to get into it.
Yeah.
And they put a group of guys together that created the software, able to go over there and helping all the podcasters get their shows out on the Roku
Yep.
and Fire Stick. It's
a
amazing.
scratch my back, I'll scratch your back kind of thing. And I like that.
Yeah.
It truly is. It's podcast unity.
I love it.
Oh, I do too. Well, we've been on for an hour. We're going to end the show early because Denise has got to go do something and stuff. Joshua, we thank you very much for coming on to the
Get
show.
fixed.
Thank you,
And,
brother. I'm happy to be on.
Hey, yeah, anytime, back and forth. But tell our listeners again what time your show is.
My show's every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can reach me at those times of the night and have some fun with us. Check it out.
Right. And they can find that show on Dark Realm TV on Facebook.
Yep.
And
Dark Realm
stuff.
TV, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Yeah, all the cool major networks.
Right. So, okay. And Ron and Denise, tell them where they can find your show.
Well, normally you can find it on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Central, everywhere that you're watching this now. And but next Monday there won't be a show. We are doing some family stuff that we've got to take care of, but we will be back the following Monday at 7 p.m. Central. And then you can find us every Tuesday night right here with Carl and Ron on every place that you're watching us now. And this is where I let Carl take over and do the rest.
Right. You can find us on the Temple of Phoenix Rising Entertainment page, and you can also find us on Things Networks page.
That's
Besides
awesome.
the Bill of Rights Network that we're always on that I own. So everybody have a good evening. Everybody in the chat room, thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next Tuesday here on Paranormal Nation Radio, Not So Normal. Have a good evening.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
See you guys. Thank you.